Has anyone seen like the late 90s Men in Black cartoon? I don't really remember much of it, but I remember thinking it had like a pretty cool intro.
We are the Men in Black.
Hey everyone, welcome to Cinema Catcher. This week, let's talk about Men in Black International. So, Men in Black International follows a different cast of characters than the original, but it is still set in the same universe. The movie is directed by F. Gary Gray, and he directed movies like Fate of the Furious and Straight Outta Compton. Going into this movie, I didn't have very high expectations. When I watched the initial trailers, I wasn't that impressed. I don't know, it looked a little generic to me for a Men in Black movie. Going in hoping that, I would be entertained because I love the world that they created in the first one. I don't know, I just wanted one of those. Either the car or what was the small gun called? The Cricket. Yeah, I was like, I want one of those. Even though it blew Jay back like a whole 5 feet or whatever it was. Going into this movie, I didn't find the trailers interesting, but I was still intrigued because Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth were the lead, so I thought it would be worth checking out. Alright, let's start with the things I did like about the movie. It was one of the things I was more confident in the movie, which was Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth. They had good chemistry together. Even though they did have good chemistry, it wasn't like to the level of Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones's J and K. But that's a hard task to live up to, so I did like that, they had good chemistry together, even if it wasn't to the level of those original characters. I found Chris Hemsworth's character, Agent H, a little bit more interesting than Agent M, I think, because there was this level of mystery and surrounding him, whereas M, we're seeing the world through her eyes. I don't know, I just didn't find her character very interesting. We'll talk about M a little bit later. So the first half of the movie wasn't that special. The second half, it does get a little bit better. Gets a little bit more entertaining as the twists and turns start going. So there were twists and turns that I'm glad that they had them in there, even though sometimes I felt like you could kind of see them coming. Another thing I liked was when the movie gave time to give some character moments for Agent M and H. It got more interesting, but when they were just going by the books, going from location to location, because it's not just in New York now, it's Men in Black International, so we're always constantly on the move in this movie. But when it finally takes time to kind of slow down and show what makes these characters a little bit more interesting, it adds to the movie, but we don't really get moments like that until maybe halfway in the movie. So in the first half, you're kind of just you don't feel too attached to the characters, and they don't really feel relatable at all. Oh, and there's the character of Pawnee, who is kind of like a chess piece, I guess, an alien that Agent M and H encounter during the movie. I thought he was going to be kind of annoying based on the trailers, but I actually found him really funny. I kind of didn't expect that. The chemistry that character has with Agent M, and especially the jokes that he had with Agent H, Chris Hemsworth's character, were actually one of my part of my favorite moments of the movie. All right, so the things I didn't like about the movie, besides the Pawnee, Agent H and stuff, but I didn't really find the movie that funny. Maybe it's just me. I'm not the type of guy to be laughing out loud in the movie theater, so the story is nothing special. It's pretty basic, same as the other Men in Black movies. In this movie, they have to obtain a weapon to kind of keep away from the bad guys, and that's pretty much it. They have to find this alien weapon and make sure that the bad guys don't get it. A big thing I really felt like what was missing in Men in Black International, compared to maybe even the last one, Men in Black 3, but especially compared to the first Men in Black, was the amazement, of the world that they created. When we saw aliens in the first Men in Black, it's like, whoa, they're literally things out of this world. But now in Men in Black International, they're kind of just part of the everyday life, and it kind of takes away the magic of the Men in Black movies. In the first Men in Black, we were in the footsteps of Jay, and it being Will Smith, and it was a very comedic approach to that character, and it was very refreshing. And with Agent M, we didn't really get any of that, so it seemed like she was so used to aliens already, and it's like, oh, if she's not that amazed, why should we? Because she's our entrance character to the movie. And that's where we get to the character of Agent M. I don't know, Tessa Thompson's great, but I just didn't find her that entertaining, especially to someone like Will Smith's Agent J, Agent M, or Molly, who her real name in the movie. She saw the Men in Black neuralize her parents when she was young, and somehow that made her want to become part of the Men in Black. I don't know how that really connects. You would think maybe why would she think the Men in Black were heroes after mind wiping her parents? Why wouldn't she think these guys are kind of bad, or at least want to expose the Men in Black instead of being a part of them? That character motivation just didn't make sense to me. And the movie felt too clean. You know what I'm saying? In the first, I'm mentioning the first movie a lot, but that's the best one. So it's you have to compare it to the first one. The sets, the aliens, even their black and white suits were pristine throughout the movie. And what made the first one so visually interesting was kind of the nastiness of the aliens. In the first one, you have this giant cockroach alien spitting goop and all that stuff, and that was really nasty, but it was visually entertaining to watch. And us as humans in real life, we know what cockroaches are like, and we know cockroaches are nasty, but the villains that they had in this movie were these space ghost aliens that were kind of cool to see, but in our heads, that's not really, we know it's fake because it's so far removed from our reality that it doesn't even register as a threat. Whereas in the first one, where they had that giant cockroach alien, it was ugh, that's nasty, so you want to stay away from that guy. And I felt like we didn't get that nastiness, that grittiness of the first one. So the grade I'm gonna give Men in Black International is unfortunately a D. I wish I didn't have to, because I really want to see the Men in Black series continue, and I love the universe that they have. Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, I don't know, they couldn't save the story on this one. I hope that if they do continue, I hope they go in a different direction. I would like to see a grittier approach to the Men in Black universe, but maybe that's just me. If you're a fan of Tessa Thompson or Chris Hemsworth, I think it might be worth checking out. The first half of the movie is, it's okay. It gets better towards the end, but I don't know if you need to check this out. I would actually say go check out Dark Phoenix, then Men in Black International. All in all, Men in Black International doesn't really bring back any of the magic and awe that the first one had, but it does have some entertaining moments that you could enjoy in its runtime. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos, more reviews. Let me know if you watched Men in Black International. Let me know if you liked it, what were your favorite parts, or did you think it absolutely sucked? So, till the next movie, catch you next time.